Dr. Elena Vasquez brushed centuries of dust from a stone sarcophagus, expecting ancient pottery or maybe a corroded dagger. Instead, her flashlight hit something that made her whole career collapse into a single impossible moment. A fully intact smartphone from the year 2024 sealed inside a tomb dated to 24 BC. But here is what nobody is telling you about that morning. She stood frozen in the Valley of the Kings of Egypt, her brush hovering over a glass screen that had no business existing. The tomb belonged to a minor priest named Ketnu, a man who performed rituals for pharaohs who had been dead for millennia. The phone's case was carved from limestone and sealed with beeswax, and yet the screen glowed faintly when she tilted it toward her headlamp. Elena pulled her colleague Dr. Yusuf from the adjacent dig site. He ran carbon dating 3 times because he refused to believe the results. The beeswax alone tested at 2020 years old, give or take a decade. The phone powered on, and what they found on that screen rewrote everything they thought they knew about human civilization and the invisible lines we are not supposed to cross. Inside the phone's memory was a single video file, timestamped 3 days before the tomb was sealed. It showed a man in modern clothing speaking directly to the camera with urgent calm. He said, "If you are reading this, the barrier held and you found it anyway. Do not open the sarcophagus in room 3. Do not look at what is on the wall behind it." The video ended there. Room 3 was already open. Elena's team had excavated it the previous afternoon. The walls were covered in carved hieroglyphics that did not match any known dialect, and in the center sat a second stone box, this one unmarked. She had planned to open it that morning, but the phone had stopped her cold. Something had wanted them to find this message first, and that terrified her more than any tomb artifact ever could. She contacted the museum's preservation lab in Cairo. The lead analyst, a specialist in ancient composites, confirmed the phone contained materials with no historical precedent before the 21st century: lithium-ion battery compounds, sapphire glass composite, and rare earth elements sourced from mines that were not active until the 1980s. The phone was authenticated beyond any reasonable doubt. It was a 2024 smartphone placed deliberately inside a tomb sealed 2 millennia before the concept of electricity existed. Theories exploded immediately. Some archaeologists dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, but the sealed wax environment and undisturbed burial stratigraphy made contamination nearly geometrically impossible. Others speculated about lost technologies, advanced ancient civilizations, or even something stranger. What nobody could explain was the specificity of the warning video. How did someone in 2024 know which tomb to plant it in, knowing it would not be found for 2,000 years? Elena chose not to open room 3. She documented everything, photographed the hieroglyphics, and submitted her full findings to the Journal of Antiquities. The paper was quietly delayed for 18 months under review. When it finally published, it carried a single footnote that made every reader stop mid-sentence. The stone box in room 3 has been moved. Its current location is classified. The story did not end when Elena closed the tomb. Here is what the discovery actually teaches us, and it has nothing to do with time travel or lost civilizations. Every old tomb we open answers old questions, but it also hands us new questions we were not ready to ask. Elena Vasquez went into that tomb looking for the past and found something waiting for her in the future. The most honest answer any archaeologist can give you today is this: we have been looking at history backwards, and something on the other side already knew we were coming.